Okay, going to take a look here at international indexes. All right, what I have here, I post this a lot. It lists international indexes, Russia, S&P, Australia, Toronto, FTSE DAX, Nikkei, China, and Hong Kong. And above here, I have the Dow Jones World Index and basically how the individuals relate to the World Index. Okay, and this goes back. It's a daily, right? Yeah, daily. So what I'm looking for here is divergences again. Okay. Okay. So basically what we have here is we have, as it also shows up here, is that we have some sort of September divergence going on right now. That the indexes are either taking a pause before going higher, or they're all going to roll over again, as we saw last year. Okay, this short-term look at basically you have the beginning of the year's low, Brexit, and then where we're at today. The white one is Australia here. Okay, so they may be talking to us about commodities in general. Okay, and possibly Chinese economic power. Just like the world economy, we can call it an oligopoly there too, right? America's like 19% of GDP. Okay, so we're going to go through the essential indexes here. And what I have is starting off with the Wilshire again. This is just a 2-hour chart to get a short-term view of where we're at and possibly where we're going. And as I mentioned before, any time longer on here, it begins to be more and more negative. So it has to resolve itself to the upside. And looking at this chart, it doesn't look like it's going to do it, but we shall see what happens. This is a total market index. I believe offhand in 2007, we actually did the same thing a little bit lower, and then it took off in a waterfall. Okay. It's one of those things that if you're sitting in a rowboat, just sitting there waiting to go somewhere, you need to be proactive for right now. Okay, I have a defensive posture through November of 2016. I look at the stock market doubling, even if it's cut by a third or a half. I still see it doubling from where it's at today over the next 7 years. That's a Wilshire. And the SPX, basically the same thing, choppy. The NASDAQ is the one that's leading the way higher on here, but we have FOMC this week and for September, and that will help push the undecided voters where they want to go in the marketplace. Okay, SPX, NASDAQ, as you can see, on the weekly close, it closed at the upper end, and here we are. This could possibly be a pause before trading higher, and if it does trade higher, the angle of ascent should increase exponentially because of this stored power. It's like a coil. Okay. Mid caps, you can see though here that the unbalanced volume is moving at a clip higher than previous highs, but prices down here. So they're putting in new money and going and not getting the bang for their buck. Okay, you want to see that on the upside. Basically, this tells me that it's going to stall because it won't take much. Come back here, everybody who bought the dip, they're in trouble. Okay, so that's why A little bit of time here is going to sort this out. When we're either going to get the masses to revert their position. Just take a look at Apple compared to outstanding options, the market in general. Okay, because we're kind of split here right now. But I favor the short side on this one here over the next week or 10 days if the unbalanced volume either stalls or decreases. You can have it decrease too. You get short-term traders who go into it and say, I only think it's going to go this far. You saw that with commitment of traders with the Euro futures. They hightailed it the other direction from Friday's 113 level. Okay, so people are moving in and out of this stuff pretty quick here. So you're getting your moves, but it's not taking 7-8 days. It's taking a week. So one swing to another. So volatility is picking up again across multiple markets. I can also see here, probably had, I'm going to say that this is quarterly too, in regards to our options expiration, excuse me. Unbalanced volume again, I have to believe it's going to stall up in this area here, 748 area. Mid basically the same thing, except for more money can flow into it because it's coming basically the money that'll come into it will probably stall it here, probably will not make a new high. Money flow could actually go into it here, trade higher, but it doesn't make a higher high. Okay, so that would be some divergence setting up here, because basically what you're looking for is that you traded higher, didn't hold, now you're trying to work up another swing and make new highs, except for you're not really washed out here. You're basically trying to, you've gone 4 for 4 for the day in baseball, and it's the 11th inning or 12th inning, and what are the odds of you going 5 for 5? That kind of thing. So you're giving it your last go, and all of a sudden that's the end of that. Pop fly. How about that one? It's a pop fly. Infield. Whoop, there it is. Mids and Russell. Okay, basically the same thing. The Russell this way. Trying to give it some sort of swing here. There may be another one down here to take out some of this. Okay, so we'll all know the following week if we're going to get a good continuation with the NASDAQ leading here, pulling the rest of the indexes up, or the rest of the indexes, unfortunately, begin to start tugging away at the NASDAQ. Okay. All right, switching over to, these are monthly charts. This one is the Toronto Stock Exchange. Okay, this is a monthly look. So we're going back here, and this one says 95. Okay, so near the bottom of the large commodity cycle. Okay, early adapters of a new bull market in commodities. Here's where things begin to swing in. Okay. Basically tripled. Hey, doubled, tripled. Got yourself a triple. Unwinding of 2009. The last hurrah of everything. Gold in that, but we have divergence here. Pull back down to 12 on the wind, and also the Canadian dollar going bonkers. For those of you Canadians who were traveling and now realize, whoops, the Canadian dollar has gone down in value. Things are more expensive. All right, we have the pullback here with China, okay, and it bottomed out at the beginning of the year too, okay. All right, now we've rolled ourselves up about halfway and stalling, okay, lighter volume. You can actually kind of play this one here too as a set of like a shoulder, head, and another shoulder, okay, multiple sets. These are logged charts, so there's really not much percentage-wise up or down, but excuse me, you still have to move it. These are cap-weighted indexes here. So you still have to get in there and buy. What I'm seeing is a lack of momentum here, and then, you know, up, down, the pullback up. This is a pretty deep pullback. It's swiped below here. So I have to lean on the short side here. I could see this one getting cut in half too. Okay. So the TSX. Just see it rolling on over. Same thing again. Say commodities through inflation hold up at a certain level. We see maybe 26 in oil, that kind of thing. If we don't go back to 8. But we shall see. If I get my deflation, yeah, that would actually run into a depression then. If we bring oil back to $8 here, that's gonna suck just a few dollars out of the system here. Okay, so that's how I look at TSX. Netherlands. Okay. All right, Netherlands look like it's dealing with a flag here. I've seen a lot of that for an European DAX the same way. But this looks like more of a bear flag. Then we head lower. Okay, on the series of lower highs. Okay, so if they have it in them, that would be the angle of ascent on here, because these are just the targets. Real estate, you can have real estate trade, that kind of thing. Okay. All right, so that would be a bear flag here. That's how I'm going to lean for right now, even though this is slow but sure goes the hair, or the tulip bulbs. Okay. Tulips. Tulip cycle. How about the tulip cycle? All right, so that way, but these would be the highs, but I'm going to lean at this is just a bear flag for right now. Okay. Australia, same thing. This just looks like oil, right? Oil craters, goes through a few years, transitional. I have to believe that this is the end of this story and that it loses half too. It's the same principle here, except for this was angle of ascent so much greater. The old 91% chart there, lean it on back. Chop, 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 chop. I think all this is changing hands and come down here. Even give it time, even into 2020, for another recession. That's what I think. We'll have another recession. Signs of it, just Mother Nature signs 2018. Belgium. This is kind of a pause here. Previous high, kind of basically a pause here. What is it? A diamond shape. Either way, we'll say it will lean that it just continues higher. One more move, you know, this looks like one more move, like a wave 4, one more move higher. Belgium now owns what? Budweiser, right? So we need to remember things of that nature too. Large. I don't know what the GDP of Belgium is, but Budweiser has to be pretty. We'll scratch finances. You know, we'll skip the paper part. Oh, look, I had 1 trillion units on my screen. You know, no. We need to physically move the trillion units. All right. So you have that going on if you need a fundamental case. All right, we're back to Brazil. High amount of inflation helps equity prices. Okay. Okay, so we basically have the Olympics, we have the cloud thing. This is logged percentage-wise. It swiped the lows, so it took care of that. should swipe the highs, you know, if the inflation holds. But if this comes back, I'd have to say it'd be about the 50% area here, okay, of this move. So we're down, it's around 50,000. We're at 57. So 10, 12, 12%, 12, 13% pullback on here. France, okay, same thing, series of lower highs, making its grind, okay. Different amount of moving averages here. To me, because of the monthly, I'll pass. And they did work here, okay. But, you know, at best, we're getting across here. Basically, a trend line across the top is how for the upside, but for the downside, I mean, you know, you have this type of area again here too. Before we see anything, okay. So that's a decent percentage there, 10% plus, okay, 15%. So, you know, short term between now and the end of November, 15%, like I said, running corrections of 15%. And then the indexes, I went a little bit higher percentage wise, just to have a rough estimate. Because really between down 30% and down 35%, percentage wise, it's not that much anymore, right? Okay. That's a nice setup there, Kev. Nice chart. Okay, Germany. All right, so we're back to Germany here that I mentioned, or to Germany that I mentioned earlier, and that this I'm treating as a bear flag. Tightening and tightening and tightening here. Okay. But here we have a series of lower highs. Situation of, you know, the moving average. Bottom of the cloud, about equidistance of this move here. Let's give it another channel. Approximately. Okay, so the deal is if this is a bear flag, it would pull down. This would be a retest. A lot of legs underneath here, but it's because of the tightening. We're gonna, and like we saw with the VIX coming down, either way it goes out, we're gonna see volatility. And like I said, this is gonna be short, sharp, and fast. Short in duration, sharp in percentage, and fast. It's not lasting long. Just like Friday's action, Friday's action in the market when the Dow was down. If that's it, right? There you go. You know, 3%, 4%, 5%, turn around and go again. We've had a pretty good move for this year too, remember that. And the people who may have been getting on recently, even we'll just assume the Apple people. Apple really outperformed the market this week, right? I guess it's what market you look at. Okay. That's Germany. So bear flag, back to those areas here is how I'm going to treat it. Remember, these are monthly, so break it down for you traders. The world index, same thing again. We have to get some follow through, which could possibly be helped out with Great Britain with their currency. We'll get up there in a second here. Possible rolling over here, you know, chop, not much in the momentum. So we have to either kick up the angle of ascent, you know, break on through and everybody jumps back into it because we found a new thing to believe fundamentally. But technically it was, to me, it's either a pause or distribution here. Okay. European 100. All right, basically a large sideways pattern. Okay. Same thing as we're back to a bear flag. Yes, the moving averages are over the top of it. The best thing about sideways is that once it's done, once sideways is done, okay, it's either going to go up or down. What do we have here? We have kind of this area, don't we? 2,300, 2,700, 15, 20% to the downside. Now, the thing is that this is what you have, you know, up or down on the breakout here. You know, basically either way, I'm not too happy about going long on this. You know, I would personally like to wait, but on the down, I definitely pressure the downside on this. Okay. Because between here and here is about 400 points, but I'd rather have the setup here because then you'd know that it would swing higher through here. Okay, so here we are with the FTSE. All right, one channel. All right, basically how we're kind of looking at it. All right, trying to get a swing to go through here. You have your series higher highs, or yes, both higher highs, except for here we are at an undecision. All right, I have to treat this as a pause. Also, they have the currency. Their currency dropped precipitously through Brexit, and on Friday it pulled back even further. But as their currency comes down, it makes their equities cheaper. Okay. All right. So in our eyes, it's equities are cheaper to purchase because of the currency. And I think the currency is going. I think the pound is going to go higher, say 155. So I get an added bonus of the pound going up. Okay. But I'm looking forward. So here we have one that can join the NASDAQ in that and going higher. Okay. I think there was the 8th largest economy, I believe. But remember, they also have financial, trade, shipping, insurance. I'm not sure how much service they do too, but you have that angle. Also, the whole Ireland countries and, you know, what they want to do. The whole Brexit thing basically breaks contracts, so they're going to favor, and they're renegotiated with a lower currency, so you could readjust them. Okay. Dollar amount? The total aggregate? Or the units? How many units? The units are a lot cheaper now. Whoa, 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 whoa. We want a little more margin here in our units. Yeah. Mm-hmm. All right. So how I'm going to play this is I'm going to play this here as a pause. Now it has its currency thing too, so you'll have to watch correlations on that one. But I will say to join this in because of you have the NASDAQ, and remember we're looking at a global, and this will lead America through the week, right? America closes, the United States closes up the week. So it could be one of these where this one breaks out and it's all green and it carries forward. Remember, all kinds of stuff trades on all different kinds of exchanges. And so if you have IBM or whatever trading on one exchange, it will arbitrage itself in another exchange, right? So if Britain decides to move here, it may pull America up with it. We're trying to help out the S&Ps and some of the Dow. Okay, we're trying to figure this out. If we're carrying forward higher, okay, we're being pulled up, or if this is just all going to roll over here. All right, because this is a risk area. Came up and bounced on this. This is a monthly, remember. So we're talking years here. It's having years of pause. That's tightening and tightening and tightening, and not seems to be going anywhere. You could say this is a shoulder and a head and a shoulder again. You know, you're going back to 15 here. Remember, high, trying it, not working out. So you could slide further down here. So that's why it's important to watch other indexes across the globe. All right, Hong Kong. This is an interesting setup too. This one's stopping about 50% here, okay? We'll just kind of draw it through there and say 50% here. And see how that moving average kind of nicely. All right, what I'd really like the Hong Kong to do is to come down. That would help out my situation. Down you, down. They could have real estate. They could. I could blah 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 blah. Godzilla. You know. Oh no! Here he comes again. It's heavy, Kevy. Thank you, Blue Oyster Cult. All right, so that's how I'm looking at that one. For the Hong Kong. HSI down, little wiki on there, up on the top up here, you know, wiki. So that's how I look at that. Remember, it's a monthly. Okay, Italy. Now Italy's our new talk about the town. Played it earlier this year on EWI. Possible shoulder, head, shoulder. Lots and lots of big numbers getting to be smaller numbers percentage-wise, and time disastrous. Just disastrous. But it's not going anywhere, right? Maybe something will change. All right. Do you need to buy cheap, you know, low? There you go. Italy. What do you get? Brand names? I don't know. But you have money to be put to work, right, everybody? So run on over to Italy and buy some stuff and start doing some stuff. Commerce. Enterprise. Mexico, lots and lots of logged charts. Okay, Mexico. Things are going swell. Bless them. Whoopsie. Does that mean that's taking too much time? All right. So that's the Mexico. But 46, 46, 46, 49. We're not getting much out of here. We're not even getting 10% over years. So I wonder if, well, they have the concrete stuff too. Well, look at this. They're part of us, part of North America, part of NAFTA. We'll take a look at this here. See if there's some play here. We do have the Mexican currency too. That could reverse also. Ooh, I like that one. I have to look at the Mexico. Euro next. SAR, the little pinkish mauve, what have you, colored little dots. Dot, 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 dot. Connect the dots. Trend lines. Another trend line. We'll just use the moving average. Holy buckets. We're reaching an apex. Something has to give here, folks. In theory, go with the breakout. I'd personally wouldn't mind shorting it up in here for it to come down, but we shall see. Right, sideways. This is a pretty decent sideways here. Here's a sideways, but the trend at the time was up. Here, the kind of lost its trend altogether. Basically, it's been pointing down for a few years. We could call that, because it's on top of here, a consolidation. Okay, and people were willing to buy it out in this area. Buy it at 3-4 year lows. Okay, ding, ding, ding. All right. I'm going to have to lean 2 times on the short side up here if it pokes its nose, just to see what happens. All right, chasing after it, that's fine too. Right now, it's just not my cup of tea. But it is a nice, just the whole charting is easy type of deal. Oh, interpretation? Like he connected the dots, dot, 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 dot. Oh, what did you learn this weekend? Kevin, this sloppy at connecting dots. All right, next round. Okay, more Asia, India. What we have here is a logged chart where India is going sideways after a bout of housing inflation. Remember, they had mortgages at 12% kind of thing. Trying to cool things down a little bit here. As the money flows, the money should flow to India, right? From Britain to the United States to Japan to China, and one has to assume India. Could put a whole bunch of money into the hands of that general area, the vicinity of India, commerce, everything, and all the islands and all of that fun stuff. Raising GDP, because you have a lot of, think of it as calories. Go from 800 a day to 12 to 16. Same thing with money. We'll just use the rice as the currency. Oh, rice. 3/4 of the planet eats rice daily. Rice. Must keep eye on rice. I like the short side, or at least the sideways side of India. I posted INDL and a few others. Sideways, little bit frothy in the short run here on India, and I thought that they could help to pull back global markets here. Just cooling things down a little bit before we could get into overdrive again. Or get it into overdrive. Well, it's the global market here. Okay, so we have Japan. Japan is kind of working on this. I'll take the moving average here. Was it monthly? That was okay. Same thing again, where we have some sort of digestion here. And it asks if this is digested, it's better be to the upside, okay? Because if it falls, then we're gonna come down pretty good here. The old 15%. I still have issues with, say, the top of the cloud. All right, for getting through, because you could have an incident where you go this way and then come back down. Even the moving averages maybe. Equidistance, we can say. Yeah. That'll work. All right. Draw it under there too. That's good enough. All right. Now remember that the Nikkei and the Dow, we had a contest to see who could get to 40,000 first a couple years back when they were about the same. They're both price-weighted indexes, the Dow and the Nikkei, all right? So the price of the stock, not the total amount. who would get to 40,000 first? Because I said I just used round numbers that the Dow 40,000 by next real estate cycle. All right. S&P, I think I moved it up to 5,000 now. Hey, we're making it easy. All right, and that's a nice picture there. Okay, clear. That's the Nikkei. Remember that their currency has gotten stronger. Okay, so they have to use that stronger currency wisely. What an awesome thing to do for in their case would be start accumulating commodities. Not like copper. One thing, you know, rice. No, can't do much there. Where are you gonna store it? All right. All right. Here we are with New Zealand. Now, New Zealand's currency has been on a tear, as well as their equity market. Angle of ascent. Okay. That one doesn't look logged, does it? Maybe it is. Yeah, it is. Okay. All right. We need another one here on this monthly. So we need a lower bar to try to clean out this pattern here. We need to get 50% through here. If it does, I'm going to assume it's going to be making some sort of topping pattern. Here's 07 coming down. Nice doubled, nice move. All right, but their currency might come under some pressure here. It's had a nice move up. Okay, all things being the same, you had both the currency move and the equity, and all of a sudden say the equity cracks and the currency cracks. Now you have both legs of your parlay going the wrong way. Deep discount here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wow. Yeah, here are little dots of your stop and reverse. All right. Nice little indicator. Just you can draw your lines this way too. Well, so connect the dots with Kevin on Saturday. Portugal. We need to merge Portugal and Italy together, but Portugal, I will take it. I'll take it this way. Kevin says, time to buy Portugal. Never been there. Any correlation to Brazil? Ooh, Kevin. History. But I will take Portugal. Having to put money to work. We'll go back and look at Italy also. But we should merge Portugal and Italy together. And the Russia. Well, here we go. I'll slide you in. Look at that. We'll put you in there. All right, we'll just put you in there for fun and games. Okay, well, maybe we won't because we need a date on there. Dates. All right, so one logged chart of Russia. Russia and why? Oh, no, this would be your part of your Asian contagion for Russia here when Russia defaulted on its bonds. So we have 569 to 39. That's once again 569 to 38 or 39. 569.23 to 38.53. That's a lot. That's more than 90%. All right, so when I talk about that possibly this is a bear flag and heading lower, as silly as it sounds like this, we can take the equidistance of this one, because it is a log chart, the length of this arrow, and we'll just say it's the same as that one, and I could see it happening. What do we have? Somewhat of just the cloud thing for fun and games. Right. somewhere in that area. They're gonna try and they're gonna talk this one 500, but I can see it happening, especially if oil. Plus also you have political. No one lives forever. Okay. Oh, even the sun and the earth, right? That's what they say. All right, big old moving averages rolling over. I have to play it on the downside, even though Russ, RUSS is one to watch, RUSL. But it's one of those that if you get given an opportunity of playing the short side for another, as is just chops, what do we have? 900 to 1200, so 30% on that, because you have currency filtering through too. Was leaning though towards low 50s on oil, but we'll have to see on that on the next video, commodities. China. All right, so we have lots of China here. 2000s. There you go. Pretty awesome run, right? And the runs we played short side from here, right? This took off quietly. Nobody noticed. Quietly. This would be like this year in equities and futures, commodity futures. All right, so the move up here, we're basically, we're still working our way lower. So this one could lose a third to a half also. Okay. And that's how I look at it. 3,400 maybe on the upside for now. Singapore looks like a bear flag. We'll do it this way. It's a little bit wider here. Yeah, a little extra time on it. Also, if it breaks out, it's the same deal here. It's kind of stuck about halfway up. Peaked, it's also trading lower in this area. If it goes up here, you could actually say it's another shoulder head shoulder situation. All right. And that's the end of that. So there you have it.